You're still watching The Marketplace, a performance assessment card on Ghana's energy sector conducted by the Ghana Institute of Engineering shows that challenges regarding financing and infrastructure are the causes of recent power outages. The newly elected president of the institute has been speaking to me on this pressing matter and other issues concerning Ghana's engineering community.
When it comes to infrastructure, energy, roads, we want to do what we did before in 2018, 2019, just before then, we wrote a report card. Now, this was to give us the state of the infrastructure and the future look at it. And I was telling somebody that, you know, in the report card, we actually said that this doom sorting that was there, we tried to explain what was the cause of the doom saw based on a study that we did, and we said that it was a financial problem and it was an infrastructure problem. Now, fortunately, the current government came in and they tried to solve the financial problem, but the other one, it's more robust problem, and it is why now it seems to me that the light is going off, because the aged network, and you know, we also, if you do a sensitivity analysis of your power, if you shut down this one and that one for fault, you will see that already you get to a critical point. So we believe that what we did, and government took it seriously, we know that, but now we're going to do another one. And this one we're going to do is going to talk about the transport system, the road network, the power, the hospitals, the ports. We're going to look at the school infrastructure and everything, about 6 or 7 different areas. And what we intend to do is that at the end of the day, we want to develop a factual report that interrogates every one of these sectors. And then based on our professional opinion, advise government that this is what the state is, this is what you can do, and if you don't do, these are the consequences.
Okay. I believe you've come across Ghana's building code, because sections of it also encourages green financing, which, of course, based on reports from Greta, remains less than 1% in this country. In fact, Bloomberg recently described Ghana as, even Accra, as a jungle of a cement jungle in that nature. I want to find out from you, in a very frank mode, do you think our Marshall Plan is outdated as a country?
Let me say it this way. I think that as a country, we started very well. But over the last, say, 2 or 3 decades, I wouldn't say that we have a real plan that we are trying to achieve. If you look at the SDGs, for example, where we're supposed to go, our strategy is not very clear. Because when you have a strategy that will make you green, that will make you sustainable, that will create resilient systems, it should not be shelved in your books. It should be known by your professionals. Your professionals should know, and your people must talk about it. They must teach about it. They must practice it. I wouldn't say that that's what we're doing. But fortunately, now we have the Standards Authority. And as a professor in the university, I know that we've had discussions, they've come to have discussions with us about how we may support the research so that it will influence the standards that need to be developed, including all these sustainable solutions. Also, the Institution of Engineering has already initiated some conversation between the Engineering Council and GHIE and the Standards Authority, and it's all geared towards this. How may we evolve standards that will ensure that we are doing sustainable engineering and we are bringing good practices? We know that we may be far away, but you know, this is no more rocket science. I think the systems are there. Some of them we are doing them, but we have not adequately documented them. So in this council here, one of the key things we're going to do, and we have set ourselves to do, is to come out with various reports, state of practice reports on various things. For example, if we talk about green buildings, what is the state of practice? How much of it have we done? What are the constraints? Why have we not done it? Who is doing it? And what are the opportunities? And some of this is not to say that we are going to do it, but as a professional institution that works more like an NGO, we can advocate, we can educate, we can prompt government, we can ensure that government policy gets an alternative. And that is what we stand for. So yes, we are poised to help Ghana. And this is not only for my tenure, no. This is something that we are discussing as an institution. So some of these things will be done by myself, Engineer Ayer is with us, and the President-elect is also with us. And we are looking at it as a continuum so that we can have a pipeline. Because it's important that in this country we do a lot of things, but we don't create pipelines. So one person does it, he exits, and then the best person goes in another direction. We want to create a pipeline, and because of that, in our retreat that is coming up next week, we have all these things laid out. We're going to deliberate on them and then come up with a medium-term strategy, how we may deliver them for the people of Ghana.
That's great. Let's now focus on the institution. So what exactly should members expect from your tenure?
Members can expect that they will see an institution that cares for them. So welfare. That's number one. Because our members complain that, what do we get by being members of the institution? We don't see that they care about us. So welfare is priority number one. We're going to make you know that we are there for you. At the branches, at the technical level, everything that concerns you will be our concern. We implemented a few years ago an online system, but we're going to take it to another level so that we may communicate with all our members more regularly, give them information, get their data, know what they are doing. We understand their challenges and their concerns, and then that's it. The next thing is professional practice. We want to have a system where members undergo some training, because we know that a lot of things, a lot is changing in the engineering field, and you cannot practice what you learned in school. So we're going to evolve a lot of CPDs, or continuous professional development courses. They will pay for it, but for younger people or people who may not be in good employment, we have a plan to make sure that some of our seniors, our past presidents, and those who can offer training at virtually no charge will offer training at the doorstep in the regions, not in Accra.
Whenever it comes to engineering, we do know that STEM is definitely the backbone of engineering. But in our part of the world, it's ridden with so much prejudices. So people see STEM as the crown of men. Women have no place when it comes to STEM education. We've seen it in families, in communities. We've reported as a media house on these issues. How are you picking this concern up, especially when you're a man in this male-dominated environment?
Yeah, thank you for that. And it's unfortunate that we have made women, who are about 51% of our population, look like they are not clever enough. But I can tell you for a fact that if you come to the College of Engineering and Civil Engineering Department, the classes that I teach in the last 3-4 years, the top students have always been ladies. But these
in
ladies,
Ghana?
Yes, in Kamikoma University of Science and Technology. My daughter is a civil engineer, and in her class, the first top 10, about 7 of them were ladies, and most of them got first class. And they are very good. And even in practice, you find a lot of very good ladies who are doing a very good job. Unfortunately, they have specific challenges, which require that they need to be encouraged, because sometimes there are barriers. And they need to be encouraged. We need to create an environment for them so that many more can choose STEM. We want to bring the training closer to our people, and we want to use some of our older generation people who are also available. They are very skilled, they've seen it all, and they are ready to share. We also want to ensure that every engineer that is in the system will choose GHIE as his registration agency and will be very ethical. So we're going to insist on ethics. And last but not the least, we are going to ensure that engineers are paid well. So we're going to advocate for, because you see, you cannot make people professional, ethical, electrical, and all of that, and forget about their salary.
They're not paid well?
I would say that a lot of engineers can be paid better than what they are receiving. Because, you see, I told you that without regulation, anybody was an engineer. And therefore, they'll tell you, if you go, we'll get another one. But now that we are emphasizing on professionalism, license, you can actually be sent to court for not having a license. And therefore, if we get the right people who are trained to do the work, and we weed out the quacks, then definitely those who are doing the work, because they will bring more value. And it is just fair. The Bible says that for every labor, there is profit. It means if I increase my value, it is just normal that if I help you to make more profit, you can share your profit with me. So you can give me a little more. So if maybe you are paying me X, and you can give me 1.5X. I'm not taking all the money. I'm just taking a little more, just as an appreciation for being a good engineer. And I think that would not be too much.